Hi my loves, my name is Bethany and I am the Yogi Witch. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a brand new flow. So the title of today's flow is Magic, and this is inspired by my new online yoga course, Magic Through Movement, where over 7 days we will explore the relationship between witchcraft and spirituality and yoga. So this is a little flow kind of inspired by my online flow, inspired by the recent full moon, and just the idea of all of us having an inner magical being, a beautiful energy that we can call upon whenever we need a bit of strength, a bit of balance, grounding, and all these delicious good vibes. So you don't need any props for today's flow, but if you'd like to grab any blocks, any bolsters to help you with your practice, you're more than welcome to do so. But when you are ready, I will meet you on the mat to begin. Okay, so to begin today's flow, you're just going to come to lie on the back. Now it's your choice. Maybe those legs are extended nice and flat, or maybe you start to open these hips by bringing the bottom of the feet together, knees fall open to the side. And taking a few wiggles, taking anything you need to get yourself comfortable in this pose. You're going to allow those hands to come down by your side, palms shine up towards the sun, towards the moon, drawing in their beautiful energy. And from here, starting to ground yourself with the breath. So feeling every inhale, feeling every exhale as you send it all the way to the base of the belly. So simply starting to bring your mind, bring your body onto the mat today. So starting to bring your mind, bring your body onto the mat today, leaving behind any worries, any stress that you might have going on. Taking time out to honor you, to honor your soul, and to bring a bit of balance, bring a bit of positivity back into your life. So continuing to take equal inhales, equal exhales for a couple more moments. Before we take a nice deep inhale through the nose and a nice slow exhale out. From here, if those legs are butterfly legs, you're going to bring those knees together and all together hug these legs close into the chest, taking a few rocks from side to side. And creating a bit more grounding ready for our practice, we're going to take our feet into the mat, walking those heels as close to the hips as possible, and working with the inhales and the exhales of our breath. We're going to work through our bridge raises. So on our inhale, press into the feet to lift the hip bones to the sky, hands come overhead. On our exhale, lower the hips, lower the hands, and take a few rocks from side to side. And we're going to take this 2 more times. So when you're ready, knees come into the center. Inhale to lift up into our bridge. Hands come overhead. Exhale to lower hips, lower the hands. Take a few side to side movements. One more time, inhale to push into those hips, take the hands overhead, and from here
We're going to move on to our fingertips, maybe finding our elbows, opening up the front of the body a bit more, drawing these knees together, holding for 5, for 4, for 3, feeling strong, for 2, and for 1. Lower those hips to the mat, hug the knees in close to the chest, and immediately from here, you're going to take the legs to the sky, taking a few rocks forwards and backwards before we engage this core. And we roll all the way in to our boat pose. So take the hands down by the side of the legs, engage in this core. Yes, 2 more breaths. Harness the energy of this full moon. So imagining the power of a full moon before we cross the ankles and move into a comfortable seated position. From here, we're going to inhale, take the hands high. And on our exhale, left hand comes to our side, and we're going to open up the right hand side of the body. So pressing into this left hand, bending the elbow, open the side body. Inhale into the center, exhale over to the right hand side. And we're going to take this movement from side to side a couple more times. Nice fluid movement as you move from left to right, ignoring the fight club that is going on next to my practice. Nice gentle breaths. Taking it 2 more times on either side. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, come into the center, moving on to those fingertips. We're going to inhale to roll back the shoulders, find space in the collarbone. And on the exhale, this left ear is going to move all the way to the left shoulder, getting a beautiful stretch down this right hand side. Inhale into the center, exhale over to the right hand side. You wouldn't believe they are actually best friends. There's a lot of noises. Inhale into the center. From here, we're going to roll over these knees, coming into an all-fours position. And we're going to start to wake up these hips, wake up the shoulders by inhaling to drop those hips down, take the gaze forward in upward dog. And then exhale to drop the hips back to the heels, child's pose. And take this movement a few more times, forwards and backwards. Waking up those hips, wake up those shoulders, maybe staying in one stretch a little bit longer if you need it. Beautiful. And without rushing, the next time you go to move into your child's pose, you're going to tuck those toes and lift up into your first down dog of the flow. So take those hip bones nice and high to the sky, maybe pedaling one leg, pedal the other. Taking some nice movements here. Wiggling the hips, anything that feels good. Thank you. For you, my loves. Before we find some grounding, we find some stillness in our down dog, and we're going to hold this pose for 10 breaths. In 3, inhaling in through the nose and exhale out the nose. Feeling strong, feeling rooted. Holding for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, And for one, bring those big toes to touch. On your inhale, sweep the right leg into the sky. Immediately come to your split dog, taking a few hip circles in one direction, taking it in the other. Before we move back to split dog, take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, we're going to bring this right knee all the way over to the right wrist. And we're going to move into our pigeon pose. So if you need a block underneath this right hip, then grab it and make yourself comfortable. But we're actually going to hold our pigeon pose a little bit differently today. So we're not going to forward fold over the knee. We're actually going to bring the hands to the side, moving into a heart opener of a pigeon pose. So rolling back the shoulders, pulling and shining that heart forward, holding here for one. So holding here for a couple of breaths. So shining that heart forward, holding here for a couple of breaths. Exhale it all the way out. And if you want to stay here, then I invite you to do so. Or if you'd like to up it a little bit, then maybe you bring those hands to prayer. And we're going to hook that left elbow over that right knee, coming into a pigeon prayer twist. Keeping your breath nice and steady. It's a difficult pose, it's intense. As you inhale, beautiful. On your exhale, hands come to frame that front knee, tuck the back toes, and we're going to find some fun here. So lifting straight away in to your three-legged down dog. And let's open this back a little bit more by taking this right foot behind the left knee, over our down dog, and lift up in to our wild thing. So open this heart, taking a nice deep inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, moving to your plank, rolling through your vinyasa, before moving back to your upward dog, my loves, holding here for 10 breaths. It's a strong flow, a lot of hip work, a lot of heart work. So it's okay if you feel a bit breathless, you feel that heat, that's good. That means you're connecting into your power, into your magic. So keeping this heat going as we hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Walk those big toes together. Inhaling to sweep the left leg to the sky, bend this knee, and then take these hip circles again. So rolling them in one direction, taking it in the other. Before we inhale, back to split dog. And on your exhale, bring this left knee to this left elbow and find your way into pigeon pose on the other side. Again, if you need that block underneath that left hip, then I invite you to grab it and make yourself comfortable. But again, roll back the shoulders, find your heart opener here, taking nice deep inhales through the nose. And slow exhales all the way out. It's a very intense pose, so it's okay if you feel a bit strange here. Let's activate a full load of delicious chakras here. The heart, the root of the sacral. As we take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, hands come to prayer. And maybe find that pigeon prayer twist all the way to the other side. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, hands come to the mat. Tuck the back toes, immediately move into your three-legged dog. Once again, avoiding any tails. And then taking this left leg over the back, move your way into wild thing on the other side. So open this heart up. As you inhale and exhale, move, excuse me Luna, move through your vinyasa, lower the body all the way down. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale to roll over those toes, back to down dog. And from here, you're going to walk these hands all the way back to the feet, bending the knees, find the elbows, and move to your rag doll. Just coming into a forward fold after all these delicious back bends. So it's not a long flow today, just enough to activate our inner goddess energy, to activate our inner power. So letting your body hang heavy in your ragdoll, pivoting the weight onto your tippy toes, draw the heels down. Holding here for a couple more breaths. Beautiful, my loves. Before we release the fingertips to the mat, inhaling to gaze forward to straighten the back. On your exhale, walk those hands back into your down dog. Oh, coming back into your down dog for 10 breaths. Feeling so strong, feeling so rooted here. Connecting with this beautiful earth under our toes, our fingertips. As we hold here for 5. For 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Bring the big toes to touch. On your inhale, sweep the right leg to the sky, bend this knee, split dog. Opening this knee up as much as you can to the side, open this hip as you inhale. And exhale, bend this knee into the chest, step through all the way to high lunge, hands come nice and high to the sky, binding our Kali Mudra, so fingertips point towards the sky as you open up the chest, inhale. And with nice strong movement, you're going to lower that back knee down, untuck the toes, and sink a little bit deeper into your crescent lunge, walking that front foot forward. Open these hips. Yes. Before we inhale and exhale, send those hands forward to frame the front foot. And we're going to lift those toes up, move to a beautiful hamstring stretch. So forward fold over those knees. Don't let those hips drop back. Keep them high. Imagine you're bringing your heart closer to your kneecap. As you inhale and exhale, toes come back to the mat, framing that front foot. We're going to lift that back leg up, step into your plank and roll through your vinyasa, lower the body down. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale back to down dog here, holding 10 breaths. Feeling nice and strong. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and on your 1, my loves, bring those big toes together. Inhale to sweep that right leg to the sky, bend this knee off, split dog. As you inhale, and exhale, draw this knee into the chest. Step through to high lunge. Hands come high. Whoop. Hands come high. Find that Kali Mudra. Opening up that heart here. Holding for a couple of breaths. Take the gaze nice and high. Open the back. As we inhale. And on your exhale with control, lower that back knee down. Untucking the back toes, walk that front foot forward and sink a little bit deeper into your crescent lunge. Nice steady breaths here. As you inhale, exhale to frame that front foot, lift those front toes up and move over to your forward fold, so stretching out the left leg here. Inhale and exhale, toes come back to the mat, framing that front foot, and we're going to lift that back leg up, step into our plank, final vinyasa, roll through your movements. Inhale to upward dog, exhale, say goodbye to our down dog here, so taking any movement that your body craves. Before releasing those knees down, find your way into your child's pose for just a moment. So bringing that forehead into the mat, activating this third eye chakra. You're just gently going to roll it from left to right. Massaging that space between the eyebrows, any stress, any worries. Before we take a nice deep inhale through the nose and a slow exhale all the way out. On your next inhale, walk those hands back to the knees, coming to sit in our hero's pose, and we're simply going to take a few neck rolls, so taking any movements of the neck that you crave. Rolling them in one direction, taking this movement in another. Maybe bring this movement into our shoulders, rolling it in one direction, rolling it in another. So we're going to play around with some fun little poses. Now remember, you can modify any of these poses to your practice. So two of the peak poses we're going to do today is going to be a headstand, it's going to be a wheel pose. But if you don't have these in your practice, then don't worry. First we're going to do a headstand, just because I love the idea that if the world feels like it's on your shoulders, then flip your gaze and bring them all to your feet. So connecting that head with the earth, finding some balance, finding some mindfulness there, I feel is a beautiful meditation, and moving meditation is actually one of my favorite ways to calm myself down, surprisingly. So if you don't have headstand in your practice, do not worry. Maybe come into a rabbit pose, a child's pose, dolphin pose, or crow pose. Anything that makes you feel empowered, you feel strong. So if you don't do any of those, you can simply stay in your hero's pose. But when you're ready, moving into the pose that you crave, maybe a headstand, maybe a crow pose. But we're going to try and hold wherever we are for a couple of breaths, finding some stillness, finding some magic. As we inhale through the nose, and out the nose. Beautiful, my loves. And then with steady movement, bring yourself out of your pose. Just settle back into a child's pose very briefly. And then with really slow movements, you're simply gonna roll the body up, take those legs forward, and roll all the way onto the back, hugging one knee, hugging another close into your chest. And like I said, if you don't have wheel pose in your practice, you can come to a bridge pose, you can come to a restorative bridge pose, you can come into any back bend that you crave, maybe a camel, anything at all. This is your magic, this is your practice. But when you're ready, my loves, moving either into your wheel pose or into your chosen back bend, working with your breath, feeling your strength. And then when you're ready, opening that heart all the way up to the sky. Again, holding here for a couple of breaths. Before relaxing that body all the way down, hug these knees in close. I'm immediately going to finish off with some spinal twists, so allow those knees fall to the left hand side, take your gaze over to the right. Inhale into the center, exhale, switch sides. Inhale back into the center, take a beautiful, nourishing full body stretch. Oh, feeling the strength in your arms, in your body. Feeling the energy flowing through your body. Before you make your way in to your chosen Shavasana, so maybe you come to a restorative pose, or maybe you simply lie all the way flat on the mat. But wherever you are, we're going to take some refreshing breaths. So take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, you're going to blow it all the way out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Before resuming your normal breathing. So today's practice was just a little creative, inspiring, empowering, and magical yoga flow, inspired by my new online yoga course, Magic Through Movement. So I'm going to leave you in this Shavasana just to bask in your own beautiful, magical energy, knowing that you can stay here for as long or for as little as you want. This is your practice, this is your body. If you've signed up to my online yoga course, I look forward to seeing you throughout this week. Or if you're simply just getting a taster with this flow, thanking you so much for joining me on the mat, and I hope to see you again soon. See you later, my